Hi guys, my name is Patrick, but you can call me 26. And what you're going to do in this short video is I'm going to show you how to build a stateful button in SwiftUI, right? So this is our button, and when we hit this, it becomes completed and then back to download, right? So basically we do this and we use transitions and animations to achieve this, right? So I'm going to show you how that works. Let's get to it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create a state variable to keep track of whether or not our button has been pressed or not. So you come here and you say state var, and this is going to be is pressed, and this is going to be false, right? So we have that. Come here, get rid of this. We don't need the v stack, right? So we get that, rid of that. It's going to be an h stack. Our button is going to be in an h stack, and what we want for the button is we need to check for the action. What it's going to be is we're going to check if is pressed is true, right? So we come here to say if not is pressed, that is if it's not yet been pressed, we need to come here, toggle is pressed, say is pressed like so, and this is going to be set to true, right? So after we set it to true, we're going to use task to simulate the asynchronous call, like we're making a call or waiting on something, like downloading something and whatnot, right? So what we're going to do here is just say task like so, and here we're just going to come here and we say try, and this is going to be await, and we're going to say task dot sleep, and the number of nanoseconds we want is going to be 2 billion, right? So 2 billion is going to be about 2 seconds, right? 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, right? So 2 billion is going to be about 2 seconds, and then after 2 seconds we're going to say is pressed is going to be set to false, right? So this is actually going to serve as our flag through all this, right? So we do that, and then afterwards we could come here to the button, and we're now going to put a label, and the label is going to be, we're going to put a label on the label, right? This is going to be label like so, and the label, the text in question, text is going to be dependent on is pressed, which is our flag. So we say is pressed, and the text is going to be completed like so, else it's going to be, if it's not pressed, it's going to be download, right? Download like so, right? And we could make this a bit larger by coming and saying font, we want the title, right? So we have the text is going to be a bit larger, and of course it's expecting an icon, right? And we could come here and we say icon like so, and the icon is going to be icon here, and what's the icon going to be? It's going to be an image, and the system name is going to be dependent on is pressed, right? Is pressed, and this is going to be, we're going to check the checkmark dot circle like so, dot circle dot fill. Let's do that. Else we're just going to say doc, it's going to be a string, right? So this is supposed to be doc dot on dot doc dot fill like so. We do that, that's done. Come here, add a bit of padding. That is done, right? So that is set, and that is going to be good. And what we're going to do here is, let's see, it's going to be, now we need to transition the effects onto and off the screen, right? Come here, say transition like so, and what's the transition going to be? The transition is going to be dot asymmetric like so. Insertion is going to be any transition dot opacity like so, and we concatenate it and we say combined with. So the transition is going to be combined with a move, and the move in question, the edge we wanted to leave from, is going to be the bottom like so, right? Then after that we need a removal, and this is going to be the same. We're going to say any transition dot opacity dot, we want it concatenated with, and what do we want to concatenate it with? With a move, and the move, the edge in question is going to be at the very top, right? So we move it like so, and after this we just need some animation. So we say dot animation, and here it's going to be, we want a spring in our step, right? So we say dot spring like so, and it needs a value, right? I think from iOS 15 it needs a value, and this is going to be is pressed, right? So we do that, and we have a foreground style. So we come here and we say foreground style, which is just the foreground color, and this is going to be white, which is going to make it disappear. and then we need a background, right? And we come in and say background, and the background is just going to be a capsule, right? So we do that, and we now have our button, and we can actually put it to good use and see it in action, right? So if we hit this, we're going to get that, and then it's going to disappear, right? And that's exactly how we would create our stateful button, right? Just by manipulating the is pressed and then adding transitions to it on how we would animate it in. Let's slow down this. Let's make this 3 seconds, right? So let's come here and we do 3 seconds. Okay, it takes much longer. Okay, 3 seconds seems a bit, well, it's 50% longer than 2. So that's going to be that, right? So that is basically it, how you would create a stateful button.